The son of Nick Cannon has unfortunately passed away following a battle with brain cancer. After the birth of Zen, both Nick and Alyssa Scott, the mother, noticed his breathing patterns were off. Doctors weren't concerned at first until they noticed his head was growing too quickly. Zen was finally diagnosed with a rare form of cancer called high-grade glioma, which ultimately took his life. Stick around to learn more about Zen and the latest celebrity news. Nick Cannon's son passes away. First, we'll cover the death of Nick Cannon's son, Zen. Zen was the son of both Nick Cannon and Alyssa Scott. When he was first born, his parents noticed something was off with his breathing. However, doctors initially only thought there was some fluid in his lungs and weren't overly concerned with it. It wasn't until he was diagnosed with high-grade glioma that things began getting serious. Zen's parents ultimately made the decision to not put Zen on chemotherapy as they didn't want to prolong his suffering. Zen ultimately passed away at the tender age of 5 months old. Nick Cannon opens up about Zen. Following the incident, Cannon has opened up about how he's gotten through this trying time on the Today Show. Specifically, Cannon has said that his faith has played a huge role in his healing process. Another thing, or specifically person, who has helped Cannon through the loss is his wife. Nick has said that his wife has been incredibly strong throughout the loss. Although they aren't always able to communicate and mourn, the two have at least managed to communicate through prayer and allow their faith to heal them. Jeff Garlin complains about working on the Goldbergs. Jeff Garlin is an actor who's known for several different roles. One such role he's known for was his role as the father on the Goldbergs. However, following accusations of misconduct, Garlin has announced that he will be leaving the show during its 9th season. Interestingly though, during a stand-up act in Los Angeles, Garlin announced he hated working on the show. Garlin claimed that he didn't want to continue working on the series and was only involved for his paycheck. Garlin also claimed that he was tired of working for ABC and that the broadcasting station didn't approve of his on-set commentary, resulting in his investigation. Adele and Rich Paul Thursday Night Football date night. Adele and her boyfriend Rich Paul had their latest date night at a football game. The couple was joined by Jay-Z and Paul's business partner Maverick Carter. They were spotted sitting side by side in their suite while holding hands. The couple has shown that they're still going strong. According to an insider, Paul was in love with Adele and their relationship has slowly become more serious over the last few months. They've met each other's children and stay at one another's houses. Hopefully, they'll remain together. Katie Thurston regrets 12 days of messy challenge. Katie Thurston, a former bachelorette, recently took to Instagram to do the 12 days of messy challenge. The challenge involves dissing former exes, and Thurston took the challenge in a show of good faith to her new boyfriend, John Hersey. She assigned each of her exes a different song from Taylor Swift's album Red. Thurston then revealed in an Instagram Live that she regretted doing the challenge due to the backlash she knew it would receive. Glenn Foster's autopsy reveals cause of death. Glenn Foster, former NFL player, finally had his cause of death revealed: strangulation. It was originally believed that the New Orleans Saints player had died from natural causes, but his autopsy showed that there were neck compressions and strangulations. There is currently an investigation being taken to gather more details over Foster's death. Disturbingly, Foster's death is the latest in a series of deaths of black men who are in custody of the Pickens County Sheriff's Office. Hopefully more details will soon come out over Foster's unfortunate death. Ben Affleck explains comments towards ex-wife. Next, we'll cover the comments that Ben Affleck made towards his ex-wife Jennifer Garner and the explanation Affleck has since given. During an appearance on The Howard Stern Show, Affleck claimed that if he was still with Jennifer Garner, he'd likely still be drinking. Later, though, during his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, he clarified his statement. Affleck said that he would never want his kids to think he said something negative about their mom, claiming that his comment was taken out of context. Despite the comments, Garner and Affleck remain on good terms and have been parenting their children together, despite no longer being together. We've covered the untimely passing of Nick Cannon's son, the death of a famous NFL player, and some more news revolving around celebrities. But did you know about the confusion Caitlin Bristow has felt over Sean Booth's quotes on their relationship? Or Marilee Nichols broke her silence on Tristan Thompson? Stick around to learn even more of the latest celebrity news. Marilee Nichols and Tristan Thompson relationship scandal. So what has Marilee Nichols have to say about her relationship with Tristan Thompson? She has remained silent over their relationship until recently. Nichols and Thompson have had a complicated relationship, with the two currently being exes. After Nichols informed Thompson that she was pregnant and planned on having the baby, Thompson didn't help Nichols raise it. The fitness model has said that she doesn't want to bring any more drama to herself or want Thompson to be around. According to Nichols, she simply wants to raise her son happily, healthily, and privately. We'll have to wait and see how successful she is in her attempt. Caitlin Bristow confused over Sean Booth's quotes. Caitlin Bristow has said she's confused over the comments made by Sean Booth over their relationship. Booth claimed that their failed engagement wasn't true love. Bristow has said that Booth is simply bitter and viewed their relationship differently than she had. Bristow has also said, though, that since their relationship happened 3 years ago, she's not upset over Booth's comments. Rather, she simply wishes him the best going forwards. Piers Morgan feels nauseous after Strictly Come Dancing final. Next, we'll talk about the journalist Piers Morgan and how he felt nauseous after watching the final of the show Strictly Come Dancing. Morgan has said that that he's avoided tuning into the show for years, but this latest final especially irked him. After many of the contestants got emotional and cried during the final, Morgan started sending tweets. He tweeted that everyone was crying because everyone was so perfect before ending the tweet with a vomiting emoji. The tweet wasn't well received by many, with people responding that the show represented things like humanity and that Morgan thought things were only ever about himself. Morgan hasn't commented further on the show. Brian May tests positive for COVID. Brian May, the lead guitarist for Queen, recently announced on Instagram that he has unfortunately tested positive for COVID. He said that he had suffered a few terrible days and asked his fans to remain safe. Support for the legend immediately began pouring in. Fans told May to get better soon and that they all wished him the best in his recovery. Fans have also shown optimism for May, claiming that he'll be fine and that he'll recover. We can only wait and hope that the Queen guitarist makes a full recovery from the disease. Scott Disick calls Khloe Kardashian a fine American. Next, we'll talk about Khloe Kardashian's hair transformation and Scott Disick's approval of the change. The Kardashian revealed on an Instagram that her hair was now blonde. Disick took to the post and commented, "Fine American," a spin on Khloe's company, Good American. Khloe responded to Disick's comment, simply saying, "Haha." Disick isn't the only one who's shown support for her new hairstyle. Others commented on it, praising the new hair color. Clearly, plenty of people are enjoying Khloe Kardashian's blonde hair. Darren Williams and Frank Gore boxing match. Jake Paul and Tyrone Woodley had a rematch earlier this month, and one of the other fights on the card was the bout between the former NBA player Darren Williams and the former NFL player Frank Gore. Going into the fight, Williams had the advantage. He was taller, had a longer reach, and had far more boxing experience. He mostly used his long jab to prevent Gore from getting within range. After the fight, the calling went to the judges, and Williams won the fight by split decision. Rod Stewart and son plead guilty. Finally, we look at a more serious topic. Rod Stewart and his son pleading guilty to a battery charge that occurred at a party in Florida back in 2019. The event occurred at a hotel during New Year's Eve, although no one was injured from the incident. Stewart's lawyer has said that he won't face a fine, be jailed, or have to be put onto probation. Stewart wasn't found guilty. His son wasn't found guilty of any wrongdoing either, however, and likewise will face no punishment. Despite their plea, the two were able to leave without any punishment. Hopefully they'll avoid trouble with the law going forwards. And there you have it, all the latest news from celebrity culture. Some sadder things have occurred, like the death of Nick Cannon's son and the strangulation of Glenn Foster. But exciting things have also gone down, such as the fight between Frank Gore and Darren Williams. So what do you think? Did any of these pique your interest? Leave your thoughts down below, and thank you for watching.